Willie D Live.
But there's a problem with policing, and it's not to blame society though. You have to blame the system. You got to understand the root of policing, how it was rooted in slavery. The racial issues were very real, so it had to be corrected. I just hope it gets corrected the right way, because if you don't correct it the right way, then that means that when you do need a police officer to help you, it's not going to turn out the way you think. And you see the spikes in crime in a lot of major cities, and I think it's all connected to how we handled it during the pandemic. I don't want some left-wing socialist telling me how to deal with police issues. I want to talk to real people in the community who are clear about exactly what they want and what they don't want. So I'll give you an example. During the whole Black Lives Matter protests, you had a lot of weird shit going on where you would be in the hood and there'd be some person that nobody knows coming in and just randomly causing trouble, busting windows, setting shit on fire and all that. That's that radical left. You know what I mean? That's that organized part of it. And what I liked about Detroit was that the people in Detroit, when they were protesting, they identified those people and said, don't come in our neighborhood. We don't want you to make this into something that fits your agenda. We have a beef in an issue, a bone to pick, and we want to address it our way. We don't want outsiders coming to the city who are trying to instigate and destabilize the government, all this other stuff. So that's what people didn't understand, was that there's that higher level agenda that happened, and I don't think it's good for the country.
I want to make an appeal to all of those young people out there who might be thinking about becoming a police officer, or who has scratched it off your list of aspirations. Let me tell you something right now. We don't hate we don't hate black police officers. We hate bad black police officers, just like we don't hate white police officers. We hate bad white police officers. So, if you have the right intentions, if you are for justice, if you are for community protection, we need you. We are going to respect you. We already respect those who are out there doing the work. I got people in my family who are cops. These are good guys, the ones that I know. I really don't know any family member that I have that's a cop, that's a bad guy. He's out there, she's out there doing the work. They're out there respecting the community. They're out there running interference when they do see that Klansman who are trying to stretch his authority. They're stepping in saying, no, you can't do that. You're not going to do that. And they're on the scene, and they're the eyes, they're the ears for us. So we need y'all. So if anybody's out there just putting a blanket statement out there that black cops are sellouts, no, you the motherfucking sellout.
There you go.
Because we need y'all. Yeah, man, you ain't finna change nothing from the outside. You got to get in there. Right. And I do think the more black cops that we have, the more appealing it's going to be to do the right thing by our people. Because right now, for some black cops, they take the easy way out by acquiescing to racism. Mm-hmm. You know, they go along to get along. They get in the game and they say, you know what, it's easier for me to just roll with the punches and, be part of the status quo as opposed to coming in and trying to change things. So we have to take away that incentive. If the more we take away the incentive for them to do the wrong thing, then all of those people that come in that's doing the right thing can have a better influence and impact on their decisions that they make when they're out there on the streets.
Yeah. With policing, if you ask me one thing that I observed that I think has to change is I don't think there should be any situation where the people policing a community don't have a stake in that community. That are not from that community, that don't live there or have some connection, because you take better care of things that you own or you're connected to. You don't have no respect. If you're coming from the suburbs and you're coming down to the hood, and the only time you're coming down to the hood is when something bad's happening, and you ain't got no respect for the things that we hold sacred in our community, then you are going to go in there and cause problems. You know what I
Especially
mean?
when you've been taught that these are bad people.
Right. And
So you go in with that implicit bias.
There you go. And that's when it becomes, in many cases, it becomes a racial occupation where you got all these white police officers in a black neighborhood. The only reason they're there is because they are police. That's a problem because you don't see examples where you see a whole gang of black men, in police uniforms raiding houses in white neighborhoods. That does not happen. So that's where it becomes like a military occupation or like a type of oppression.